In today's lesson, you will learn to simplify complex fractions. There will be no new procedures for you to learn. You will simply be recombining old ideas to create a new product. The expression you see on the screen is a complex fraction. Notice, in a complex fraction, we have a fraction expression as a numerator. We also have a fraction expression as a denominator. So one could say that a complex fraction has fractions within a fraction. Well, let's go straight to simplifying. So let's simplify the complex fraction x over 2 plus y over 4 divided by x over 3 plus y. In order to simplify that, you need to know three things. First of all, this bar means to divide. So I'm going to put down my division symbol. The bar means to divide. The next thing is the bar also groups. Everything above it is grouped together and everything below it is grouped together. So I'm going to put in my parentheses. The division symbol means to divide. It also groups everything above it and everything below it. So for the numerator, I'm going to put in x over 2 plus y over 4. For the denominator, I'm going to have x over 3 plus, and that's understood to be y over 1. Now that we've rewritten it, it's the same type work that you've been doing. We have adding two fractions and dividing a fraction. Well, to add these fractions, I need to find the common denominator. The common denominator between 2 and 4 is 4. So I need to get both of them as an LCD of 4. The LCD, or the least common denominator, between 3 and 1 is 3. So I need to express both of these fractions having denominator of 3. Just like before, I'm going to rewrite them exactly as I have them, except I'm going to leave space to multiply. Now don't forget to put in the parentheses. That's probably the biggest mistake that people make. They forget to write the parentheses. So now we're ready to say, what do I multiply 2 by to get the common denominator 4? Well, the answer is I need to multiply it by 2. If I multiply the denominator by 2, then I must multiply the numerator by 2. What do I multiply 4 by to get 4? Well, the answer is 1. So if I multiply the denominator by 1, I multiply the numerator by 1. Now over here in adding these, what do I multiply 3 by to get my least common denominator 3? Well, I multiply it by 1. If I multiply the denominator by 1, I multiply the numerator by 1. What do I multiply 1 by to get 3? Well, the answer is 3. If I multiply the denominator by 3, multiply the numerator by 3. So I have 2x over 4 plus y over 4 divided by x over 3 plus 3y over 3. I have the common denominator, so I keep the denominator, add the numerators to get 2x plus y over 4 divided by x plus 3y divided by 3. To divide, I invert and multiply. So I would have 2x plus y divided by 4 times 3 over x plus 3y. Now normally speaking, at this step, I would try to factor and reduce. I cannot factor. Since I can't factor, I can't reduce. So I will simply do the multiplying. So if I multiply, I would have 3 times 2x plus y over 4 times x plus 3y as my answer. Or I could write it as 6x plus 3y over 4x plus 12y. Either way is considered a proper way of expressing your answer. Let's look at another example. You start the same way. This bar means to divide. That bar also tells me to group everything above it together and to group everything below it together. So I have 4 over x minus 3. And since I have subtraction, I'm going to go ahead and add the opposite as I copy it down. So it'll be plus a negative 2 over x minus 1. Remember, this just tells you take the opposite of the numerator. Divided by 2 over x minus 1 plus 4 over x plus 1. So the first step is simply rewrite it. Knowing that this bar means to divide, and I'm going to divide everything in the numerator by everything in the denominator. To show that it's everything in the numerator, I use parentheses. To show that I'm dividing by the whole denominator, I use parentheses. So the bar tells you to use the division symbol and group everything above the bar together, everything below the bar together. That's really all you have to know in order to do today's work. Now you do have to remember how to add and divide, but that's all you have to know that's new. Now we need to get the least common denominator in order to do this addition. The least common denominator between x minus 3 and x minus 1 is x minus 3 times x minus 1. On this one, the least common denominator is x minus 1 times x plus 1. Okay, I'm going to recopy it exactly like it is, but leave space to multiply. So I have 4 over x minus 3 plus a negative 2 over x minus 1 divided by 2 over x minus 1 plus 4 over x plus 1. Now I need to multiply by whatever it takes to get my least common denominator. Now what do I multiply x minus 3 by to get x minus 3 times x minus 1? Well, the answer is I multiply by x minus 1. If I multiply the denominator by x minus 1, then I multiply the numerator by x minus 1. What do I multiply x minus 1 by to get x minus 3 times x minus 1? I already have the x minus 1, so I multiply by x minus 3. If I multiply the denominator by x minus 3, multiply the numerator by x minus 3. Here I need to multiply by x plus 1, because I already have the x minus 1, so I need to multiply by the x plus 1. So multiply the top by x plus 1. Over here I need to multiply by the x minus 1. I already have the x plus 1, so I need the x minus 1. Multiply the top by x minus 1.